Hey guys, Elizabethany here again, and it's time for another weekly wrap-up, February 1st through the 8th. So again, if you like anything that you hear, you want to learn more, you just go right over here, click February 1st through February 8th, and you'll find all the stories from the entire week, including the ones I'm about to tell you about that are my favorite. Anyways, if there was ever a week that had a theme, I think this one is it. There was tons of products that I discovered and wanted to share with everybody because either the commercials were funny or they just seem really genius. Anyways, for instance, it's been 30 years since one of these products came out, and it's maybe one of the more frustrating things that you'll ever do in your life, unless of course you can solve it in 10.56 seconds like a guy on my blog, whatever video that I posted. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a Rubik's Cube. Except now they're coming out with a sphere. So basically it looks like there's little balls inside, and you're going to have to weave your way through the tubes inside and then get them into the compartments. It actually looks a lot easier, I think, than the cube, but you know, it's one of those things that when it comes out we're going to have to see, because I'm a know-it-all until I get something and then I get frustrated. You put it on your shelf and forget about it for 10 years. And then let's see, there was also something for you guys. Maybe if you have a goatee, you might like this. It gives you the perfect goatee, and it's called the Goatee Saver. So, you know, you put it on there's a mouthpiece even, you bite it, and you put it on your face, and then you just shave around it. Kind of like girls when you put the stickers of eyebrows over your eyebrows and then pluck around it. Genius, right? Kind of. The commercial's really funny. Just watch it. And let's see, there was also, if you're ever feeling down on yourself, maybe it's been a rough week, maybe you feel like everything you do is just not right, you need to buy this CD. It's called Cheers to You. And you just pop it in, maybe listen to it for a couple minutes, and I guarantee you your ego is going to go through the roof. You're going to skyrocket. You're going to feel like you can do anything on this earth. Seriously. You're just going to feel fabulous. And finally, there is something for kids. We all know that, you know, kids in elementary school, middle school are starting to text people, which I think is crazy. You know, if you're in 4th grade, who do you need to be texting during school? Anyways, 4th grade or 4 years old, because now there's something coming out for 3 and 4-year-olds to learn how to text. Okay, so maybe that's not exactly what it's for, but it's by Leapfrog. It's called the Text and Learn, and it's basically a mini BlackBerry for little kids, so that number 1, they don't have to play with their parents, and number 2, they can learn how to type on that thing. So they're going to learn how to type on a little mini BlackBerry before they learn to type on a computer. I feel like they're skipping a lot of steps, because who knows if they even know how to write, and they're already learning how to text. This is crazy. People aren't ever going to start calling people anymore. It's going to be straight texting from when they're 3 years old. Oh my goodness. Alright, speaking of kids, there's a certain someone who's not exactly 18 who showed a little bit of an X-rated body part. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm just going to let you know that they are underage, so you're probably a pedophile if you go check it out. Okay, I'm lying because I looked at it. Tons of people have looked at it. It'll be our little secret though, right? Okay. Then anyways, they're just exposing a little bit of this kind of action, and if you want to go check it out, 18 or over, kinda, go check it out. But there is something for people who are 18 or over, something that happened during the Super Bowl in Tucson, Arizona. Someone hacked into Comcast and put a video, literally X-rated, up on, public cable. So imagine if you're sitting watching the game, you know, you're all cheering, your team just scored, and then, ooh, that's awkward. Worse than the wardrobe malfunction times a million. And speaking of the Super Bowl and what happened, I know that everyone wants to know what I thought about it, so of course I made a whole post, the best commercials, you know, everything that happened during the performances, what people have been saying, Jennifer Hudson's amazing Star Spangled Banner. Yeah. It was, it was a good game. I'm happy with the game, happy with commercials. Cardinals, I was rooting for you. I'm sorry it didn't come through. Or maybe you should apologize to me. I'm just kidding. But anyways, whole wrap-up of the Super Bowl is, of course, on elizabethany.com. And there's also something that I'm going to start up doing every Friday, and it's going to be called Life Lessons. So basically, before you go out on the weekend, you can see what all these people are doing, see what they have learned through their life, and maybe do or don't do what they're doing. For example, what you might want to do. If you're playing in a football game and you just need one more touchdown, the game is so close, but you just need a little extra something. Cheat. Okay, not cheat. Outsmart them. You know, maybe act like you need a new ball and then book it. You got a head start. You'll probably get a touchdown, and then you win the game. You're the hero. Amazing. Or maybe something you might not want to do is, if you're a mascot, you might not want to run as fast as you possibly can with this huge dome head over top of you that's bigger than you. Disasters might happen. But those are just 2 of the life lessons that I told you this week, and look for a lot more coming up every week, but they're funny, they're good things to check out. And speaking of things you might want to learn in life, maybe you want to learn not to have 14 kids. We all heard about the lady who had octuplets last week, and, you know, she had 8 babies at one time, and that's all we knew for a while. And then we found out her name, then we found out she had 14 total kids, and then we found out that she is a single mom with 14 kids. That's a lot of kids to have by yourself. So maybe you want to learn not to do that. But anyways, there's a couple pictures and stuff for last week, part of the interview, but today I posted, her introducing all of her kids to the world. There's a lot of kids, and they look exactly like aliens with huge heads, but they're adorable, right? Yeah. She has no plan either. Anyways, make sure you check that out. And finally, the most viral video, definitely of the week, definitely of the month, and probably of all of 2009. And I can say that very confidently, even though it's only February. If you don't believe me, and if you haven't seen it, there's a 6 or 7-year-old, I'm assuming, who's on his way back from the dentist, and his dad tapes him. Why is it so funny? He's high on laughing gas. So imagine any person that you've ever seen or heard about or whatever being high on any kind of drug, and that's what this kid is doing. He starts out being all funny, whatever, and then it's like, is this real life? I have 2 fingers. Ah! And he screams all crazy and then falls asleep, and I probably have watched it at least 30 times. I know a lot of you have watched it a lot of times, and it never gets old. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have seen it, obviously watch it again. It'll always put you in a good mood if Cheers to You doesn't work. But that is all, for the highlights of last week, February 1st through February 8th on loveelizabethany.com. Make sure that you comment so that you tell me what you like, what you hate, so that I know what to give you all the time. I don't like to let people down, Alright, so until next time, keep commenting and keep reading. Love, Elizabethany.